Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Tobo village community along the Japanese highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like when we're no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on a show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage you to share the live stream, because the more you share the live stream, we transform and we transition ourselves as a broadcast team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is aired every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. to 10:45. The program runs for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And guess what?
Wow.
We bring you hot stories of our trending situation within our country, Liberia. Imagine hearing stories from Hot Pepper newspaper, from the Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa. Are you a lover of Front Page Africa?
Oh yes, I'm a lover of
Front Page Africa, and the Women Voices, and a lot more. Not forgetting international news, BBC,
wow.
CNN, ABC News. We bring you headlines from those standpoints.
Wow, that is very, very, very amazing.
So we say, join us every day on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media at 10 a.m. with the headlines of top stories in our country and the world at large on Focal Online TV.
Okay, folks, it's good to be back here after a very long break as a result of the great internet challenge. Yesterday, we transmitted our test broadcast on YouTube. So it's actually good to be back. We many thanks to our management for being there for us, making this particular situation out. So, Mohammed, good morning.
Oh yeah, good morning, dear brother. Thank you so much for extending the early morning show so that I can fill in the gap for Katrina or who normally sits with you on this platform at this time.
We as some of the challenges we incurred as a result of these technical issues while we remain for the people the development.
Yeah, actually, it's been the issue of network connectivity where we've been struggling as it relates to how we can restore network in our studio. But thanks to and appreciation to the management and to our RCT personnel who work it out behind the scene to see how best we get stable electricity within our studio that we can now flow all of our indoor programs as we look forward to achieving what we're supposed to be achieving as a media institute within the Republic of Nigeria.
Okay, you just listened to the OM who happens to be the operational manager, and he talked about the challenges, the grave network challenges we have been experiencing for relatively 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so let's it's good to be back here as he has said, it's actually good to be back here to bring you the favorite program inside the print media where we bring you information pertaining to our country, Liberia. So today we have full newspaper in our possession. I have within my possession the Daily Observer newspaper, and I have the New Dawn newspaper. So we'll go over to Mohammed so that he can acquaint us with what he has in his possession.
All right, thank you so much. There are a lot of things happening within the country. There are a lot of trendy things been happening within the country while we were getting ready for nearly. So we will make a first stop, and our first stop going to be the Front Page Africa, which is the FPA, that is owned by professional journalist.
Rodney
Ra-
C.
That's Umba Verde Justice Partnership. So the first story on the front page, Africa newspaper, LP, ANC go separate ways, but urge a united opposition on checkmate ruling unity party. And if you see the photograph here, you see the ANC Senator Alexander Benedict Cummings, the chairperson of the CPP, Representative Musa Hassan Bello. So let's bring an in-depth analysis of the news on the front page Africa. The collaborating political party comprised of Alternative National Congress and the Liberty Party has marked the conclusion of their collaboration, a blend of solemn reflection and celebration. At a former at a former ceremony commemorating the end of the CPP on Monday, former Chairman Musa Hassan acknowledged acknowledged that while the CPP did not secure the presidency, it successfully achieved its goal of collaboration. We are happy that the special purpose vehicle that we put together to participate in the 2023 election has lived its lifespan and today marks the end of the existence of the CPP as it exists on paper. He said at the ceremony marking the dissolution of the CPP on Monday. Ability rallied the opposition community to stick together to hold the current government led by President Joseph Mboeka and Vice President Jeremiah Kwanku accountable. Our vision for Liberia has not changed, and our determination to see a better Liberia has not changed. We also want to see that the opposition must remain in the position. And as chairman of the Liberty Party, I want to reiterate the Liberty Party's commitment to the opposition collaboration. He said, the initial CPP, a conglomeration of the All Liberian Party, Alternative National Congress, Liberty Party, and the United Party split along the way due to disagreement over who lead the at its presidential candidate. The division was marred by a bitter legal warrant, warrantly that led to the breakaway of the LP and UP. The LP also suffered a bitter legal battle that led to the expulsion of some top officials, including Senator Yombi Kanga Lawrence, now Senate Pro Tem, and Senator Abraham Dawes DeLong of Mosi Rado County. Representative Belete, who maintains his position as national chairman of the Liberty Party, referring to the split in the CPP, said the LP will not collaborate with the ruling establishment, who he blamed for masterminding the split within the CPP. We want to announce to the public that the Liberty Party is not and will not be a full government political party. The Liberty Party will be an opposition political party. Fortunately and unfortunately, those who masterminded the demand and the turbulent exercise are in power today. We want them to know that we will hold them accountable for every action they take as they steer the state of our as they steer the state of our state. We want them to know that the opposition is here. We will remain here and we will hold the government accountable. Former, okay, so throughout the 2023 presidential election, Come's campaign on the message to fight corruption and restore rule of law if he were elected. Cummings said although the CPP did not win the election, it did not lose its principles. He showered that as leaders, we can keep promises we make to the Liberian people regardless of the difficulties we are likely to face. He showed we show that our politics can be honorable and that we can and must work with all Liberians across our differences in tribe, religion, gender, and party affiliation for the inclusive development of our country, he said. Former Vice Tenor Barrier, former Vice Tenor Barrier Charlie Bromsky expressed gratitude to Mr. Cummings for entrusting her with the role of his running mate. She noted that by encouraging her to excel in her political journey, Mr. Cummings and their party Mr. Cummings and their party were creating opportunity and inspiring women and young girls across Liberia, showing them that take they can take on leadership roles. Stance appeals to international partners for urgent assistance to equip Liberia's fire department. Moreover, Solidarity and Trust for a New Day Stand, a prominent civil society organization in Liberia, has launched an urgent appeal to strategize development partners for the existence of combating the escalating fire outbreaks devastating home, communities, and institutions. In an effort in an effort to garner support for Liberia National Fire Service, Stan has dispatched letters to the U.S. Embassy, the British Embassy, and the delegation of the European Union, stressing the critical need for assistance to strengthen the capabilities of the Liberia National Fire Service. In separate letters to international partners, Stans emphasized the frequency of fire victims or fire incidents in Liberia has reached alarming levels, resulting in tragic loss of lives and expensive property damage. Highlighting this grim reality, Mr. F. Tisdale, the Deputy Director for Operations at the Liberia Fire Service, outlined the challenges faced by the department, including insufficient equipment and limited financial support. Stan urges the government to declare the fight against outbreaks as a national emergency, emphasizing that these fire tragedies only these fire tragedies not only claim lives but also exhibit socio-economic challenges impacting small businesses, academic institutions, and religious establishments. So the last story on the front page, Africa here from our end. UCA Mission Director pledges to end sales of donated drugs from hospital. UCA Mission Director pledges to end sales of donated drugs from hospital. Jean Wright, the U.S. Mission Director in Liberia, has pledged to combat corruption and mismanagement within the public health supply chain for donation for donated medications. Wright understood the urgent need to end drug stockouts in Liberia, which demands immediate attention and concerted government and civil efforts to avert potential health crises. You see it. You see unwavering commitment to eradicating corruption and mismanagement within the public health supply chain for donated medications and halting drug stockouts is a testament to the gravity of the situation. However, we acknowledge that this is a collective effort. We emphasize. The UCA Mission Director spoke Thursday, April 11, 2024, at the Bella Casa Hotel during the campaign to improve the supply chain for donated medicines launch. The event was organized by the UCA Civil Society Activities Health Coalition. In October, CSA's Health Coalition, comprising six civil society organizations, began monitoring the supply of donated medications in 112 health facilities in six counties: Mercy Rado, Grand Bassar, Mangibi, Bonk, Nimba, and Lofa. In addition to monitoring, the coalition is creating public awareness that the medicines are free and must not be sold. Members of the coalition include Community Health, Education and Social Services, Efficient Research and Development Institute, Humanity Above Oneself, Public Health Initiative of Liberia, Volunteers United for Development, and Youth Network for Positive Change. He lauded the UCA I mean, Civil Society Activities Health Coalition as a beacon of hope in the battle against corruption in the health sector.
Okay, so let's go over. Thank many, many thanks to my colleague Vanny Cannon for such an eloquent presentation on this morning. Let's go over to the Digital 7 newspaper. Who leaked ex-president via access declaration? Who leaks ex-president via access declaration? LACC board will accuse predecessors Council Verde of being responsible. Liberia, like many other countries, has some form of declaration requirement for public officials, but the assets declared of most essential government officials are often kept confidential and are prohibited from being made public, especially without their consent. This was not the case with former President George Weah, as information from his declared asset was recently brought to the public, glared by panelists on Spoon Talk, a popular show that is hosted on Spoon Online and FM. The disclosure of Weah assets information has sparked speculations about the source of the leak, bringing into the limelight the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. However, the LCC, the LCC current executive chairperson, Councillor Alexandra Zoe, on Tuesday, April 16, made a statement to the House plenary pointing to the former LCC boss, Councillor James Verdier, as being potentially responsible for this breach. Zoe mentioned that the ongoing investigation are on the way to uncover the full extent of the leakages. Preliminary findings suggest that Verdier has suggested the access declaration of the former president and others contravening LCC ethical standards. Zoe said a preliminary investigation has also established that Councillor Verdier requested the access declaration of former president on February 18, 2019, of which he took delivery of the file which violated the ethics of the LACC. The LCC board indicated further that other prominent figures access declarations such as former Vice President Joel Howard, former Finance Minister, were impacted by similar leaks attributed to Verdier. She also said that former LCC board was also responsible for the leaks of assets declaration of former Vice President Joel Howard, former Finance Minister Samuel Tue, former Minister of State Nathaniel McGill, and former Monroe City Mayor Jefferson Cooley, respectively. The LCC board's testimony was vindicated Councillor Clark Mountain, another former LCC chairperson, was earlier accused of being the one who leaked the information. The appearance of both Zoe and Mountain, current and former LCC leaders before the House plenary, emerged from a communication by Representative Frank Sifoko expressing concern over the disclosure of the former president's assets. In response to these allegations, the House of Representatives mandated a committee on judiciary to oversee LCC investigation into the assets declaration leak involving former president and four former officials of government. The public eagerly await the result of this investigation for clarity and accountability. With this being said, this is how we move over to another headline on the Daily Observer newspaper. Attempted murder victim decries deception, threats, and bravery. Attempted murder victim decry deception, threats, and bravery. An American missionary faces verdict today, and information shows attempt to silence Jessica Law family and witnesses. Jessica Law agreed to marry Rupert Ritchie with the sole desire of fulfilling his wish to become a biological father. Ritchie, an American missionary with the Creekside Church, met Jessica at the Disciple Training Bible College in Marshall and asked her to be his second wife. They had a traditional wedding months later. When Jessica was pregnant, Ritchie aborted the pregnancy and tried to kill her at a water supply in Dixville. She was rescued by a community dweller. I trusted him, she said. Before the alleged attempt by Ritchie to take Jessica's life, she said he was so affectionate and supportive her. He bought me flowers from Liberia and sent them to me on the nation. That was my first time receiving flowers, says Jessica. Where and how it all began. While awaiting the University of Liberia entrance result, Jessica's uncles recommended her mom that Jessica and her twin brother, who was about to finish high school, enroll at the Disciple Training Bible College in Marshall. It was there she met Ritchie, a missionary who had gone there as a visiting instructor for a week at the college class for 3 months, followed by another 3 months of field training, going out to evangelize the people, spreading the message of Jesus Christ. Lucas was one of the instructors for the month because every week we have a specific teacher who teaches a specific topic. Luca happened to be one of the teachers. After we we got through teaching us for 1 week. The last Friday was Friday. That was when he placed his contact on the blackboard. The class took group pictures using my phone, so I had to send the pictures to everyone in the group chat, says Jessica. So when I sent the picture, that is how he got my number and we started communicating. When I sent the picture, he sent me a message praising me, their marriage. Richie had told the entire class that he was married, but he and his wife had trouble with having children. According to Jessica, the class got together during the week. He was there and prayed with him for his wife to conceive. Even though Jessica knew Richie was married, she said she agreed to become his second wife because she felt sorry for him since he and his wife could no longer have children. With this being said, this is how we would summarize on today and move over to Mohammed Vanikana, who will bring a story from the Hot Pepper newspaper.
All right, so let me try to open the Hot Pepper newspaper because I've tried their website to see how best to get a story from there. Yeah, I'm not getting any story from there for now.
So okay, while Mohammed is doing the process, let's bring you a story from the New Dawn newspaper. Let's bring you a story from the New Dawn newspaper. EPS officers' death story not connecting. EPS officers' death stories not connecting. There were reports that EPS agent Melvin Ellie allegedly killed himself through multiple gunshots. But some family members of the public and the deceased family rejected the initial government report during former President Weah's rule. The Liberian National Police under the new leadership has uncovered conflicting reports surrounding the death of Executive Protective Services agent Melvin Ellie while on active duty in February 2021. Mr. Ellie died on February 19, 2021 with multiple bullet wounds during a presidential trip to Tapata, Nimba County. The initial government report from former President George Manuel Weah regime suggested that Agent Ellie had taken his own life at approximately 6 a.m. while on duty. The family of the deceased rejected the government account, and some members of the family questioned the possibility of anyone shooting themselves with a gun more than once. The family of the deceased disputed the claim, alleging that his wounds were inconsistent with the self-inflicted injury. Upon seeing the body, the deceased family suggested that Mr. Ellie was allegedly shot in the abdomen, chest, and head. Liberia New Police Chief Colonel Gregory Coleman told a press conference this week that the police are investigating the matter to further validate the details provided in the two conflicting reports. Speaking at the Ministry of Information in Monrovia, Councillor Colonel Coleman indicated that his leadership is not jumping to conclusion regarding Mr. Ellie's death. While we are not assuming this wasn't a suicide, we are investigating further to be able to substantiate what has happened in the two documents, he said. Coleman has disclosed that an ongoing investigation has uncovered conflicting reports surrounding the incident. Upon assuming his office here, Coleman announced his intention to reopen certain unexplained cases from the previous administration. Those cases include the death of Agent Melvin Ellie. The police chief revealed that the officers are actively investigating these cases as promised, and the findings will be published for public perusers in due time. Stating the importance of thorough investigation, Colonel Coleman pointed to contradictory information received regarding the case. He also highlighted the ongoing effort to address crimes across Liberia. In addition to Ellie's case, police inspector general revealed that they have successfully reduced violent crimes across most parts of the country, and police presence is enhanced nationwide. He mentioned that they have strategized various ways to empower their structures across the country, collecting necessary intelligence to inform the deployment of new forces. We have been working on policies and procedure, envisioning our rules and regulations to include more gender-sensitive aspects, he stated. And Coleman detailed that the police have been engaging with international partner behind the scene and receiving positive responses in collecting data to combat crimes in Liberia and transitional crimes affecting other countries. We are collaborating with our security agencies to enhance and increase security across Liberia, he explained. Also, the police chief expressed concern about the concurrence of crimes in Liberia, saying they are reviewing measures to control the situation and ensure people's safety. These measures include considering what is more feasible beyond announcing structural changes in deploying additional resources. He mentioned considering implementing parity for safety purpose due to the alarming crime rate. On Sunday, he announced the launch of the Community Policing Initiative. This initiative aims to bring more trust in the police by reaching out to schools, churches, mosques, and community residents. Meanwhile, the police IG has continued measures to combat crimes and ensure safety. With this being said, this is how we move over to another headlines on the New Dawn newspaper. Speaker Kofa wife recounts fire audio. Speaker Kofa wife recounts fire audio. House Speaker Councilor Fonati Kofa and family are still recuperating from fire disaster that destroyed their luxurious year. In the aftermath of Sunday 2024 disaster, as Speaker Kofa home, his wife, Mr. German Peter Jefferson Kofa, described the late arrival of firefighters, especially from the Liberia Fire Service Rescue Service, as unproductive and worthless. Kofa, an artisanal specialist and a deputy chief executive officer, the Radio Scanning Medical Center, to the New Dawn on Monday, April 15, 2024. The firefighters did little to save her homes during the incident, leaving her and her entire family devastated. There are nothing really much that was done. There were a year after 45 minutes, we could not appreciate anything really being done. As the blasting increased, we were left devastated, and I think the fire sale was really unproductive and worthless. If you don't have a fire service like this, yeah, she narrates her parents' frustration over a situation that rendered the speaker and his entire family homeless. She further narrates that the fire erupted in the theater of their $1 million home situated on Rehab Road in the outside Monrovia. It was characterized by the rapid spread of flames, which firefighters had no answers upon their late arrival on the scene. Kofa, we were in our room getting ready to retire for the evening, and I had gone downstairs to get some food to eat. I made that. One of our guys came in alerting us that there was fire in the theater. There was so much black smoke everywhere coming out. We could not see anything, and there was uncertainty about where the fire actually was. She suspects that it might have been caused by an electrical board notice that it supported vacuum and alerted her that the fire was in the theater offset, and there was a huge black smoke everywhere. However, she observed that there was a couple of times LEC went up and there, and when she put the generator on, LEC came back and it was shut. And it was very shortly after that the incident occurred. She described the incident as devastating. However, she expressed gratitude to God because there was no casualty. She knows that Liberia lacks a system of dealing with catastrophic, underscoring that only the system will cope with the frequent damages and prevent disaster. That means that until this is done and systems are implemented, Liberia will continue to fall prey to devastating disaster. With this being said, this is something we move over to my colleague Mohammed, who is very well seated to bring a story as it relates to the Pepper newspaper. Bo, it's been turned over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear brother. It seems to be like Hot Pepper has a little problem with their website. So from your end, you don't let's see whether we can get something outside of Europe, which is VA Africa.
Yeah, that's very well.
Yeah, so VOA Africa. VOA Africa, VOA Africa. Yeah. Folks, where we are watching us from, we are doing the please there was a little bit. Alright, so
Soccer, why my colleague
all
is
right. All right, so okay. Mali to boost power station with diesel fuel from Niger. One of the stories here on VOA Africa says Mali to boost power Mali to boost power stations with diesel fuel from Niger. Dakar, Niger is set to deliver 150 million liters of diesel to supply power stations in neighboring Mali as the West African nation faces current electricity outages, Mali's presidency said Tuesday. Around 11 million people, or roughly half of the population, have access to electricity in Mali, which has been ruled by military leaders since a 2022 coup. But the nation, but the national energy company is currently under more than 200 billion CFA francs debt and is no longer able to ensure continuous electricity supply in the capital Bamako and other Malian towns. So let's bring you another story while still bringing you the story from VOA Africa. Let's bring you another trending story here. Um, 21 countries pledges over $600 billion in aid to Ethiopia. Let's see what is happening to the people there in Ethiopia. So for Ethiopia, whilst on VOA Africa, 21 countries pledged over $600 million in aid to Ethiopia. So let's bring an index of this. The UN hosted pledging event organized along with the government of Ethiopia and the United Kingdom held at the United Nations in Geneva is designed to increase life-saving assistance to 15.5 million people and food aid to 10.4 million people. The emergency has been building up two stacks of droughts and floods and conflict, the U.S. humanitarian office said. All right, so commercial bank of Ethiopia recover money lost in glitch. Commercial bank of Ethiopia recover money lost in glitch. So that is it right there for the VOA Africa. So back to you, Elena Tuba.
so it was actually brilliant of the part for bringing out international development relating to other country. So folks, many thanks to all of you who have been closely following our conversation. This draw down the curtain of our today's presentation relative to the program inside the print media. Also, our team will set the pace to discuss some of the critical national issues taking place in our country. Oh, you have been away while we were away. There were several other discussions that has to do with the war, the issues about the war crime code. They all started from the House of Representatives when 49 members of the House of Representatives signed onto the resolutions demanding or calling for the establishment of the war and economic crime code. Later on, that document was forwarded to the House of Edel, which is the Senate. And what do you have to say, given the fact that the Senate, 29 members of the Senate, or 28 members of the Senate have signed on to that particular resolution, including the two warlords who everybody doubted would not have signed on to that particular document?
Um, that is just something that proves to the fact that we we as citizens of this country has been crying. We have been yearning that let the war and economic crime code comes to reality. It cannot just be an imagination. So this thing cannot just be an imagination. So the people has been crying, victims, those who are not even victims of atrocity that were committed in this country, they have cried to see how best national government can make this thing to come to an end, impunity to come to an end. So with the issue of the war and economic crimes code, there should be no space. I mean, there should be no spin put around it to say this person is from party A or party B, this person is from this tribe or from that tribe, from this religion to another religion. When these people were killing people, they were not. Of course, they were going by these kind of sentimental.
Yeah.
There were a lot of
Another group of people
sentiment.
wanting to defend their ethnic group,
Yeah,
so at the end of the day, they will go after another group.
yeah.
You know.
So justice is blind. Justice cannot see who it goes after. So
Mhm.
those people who committed atrocity in this country, let them go and share the full weight of the law. Let the Nima County Senator Prince Johnson stop crying all around the place, expressing this.
Ah,
Yeah, because the woman is doing the thing like
it
I'm
is,
supposed to say.
yeah, it is actually laughable. You
Yeah,
know, after he signed on to the document and he invited the president, and he has something to say how there was a conspiracy, people conspired against him. So he refused to sign onto that particular resolution. It was going to appear to 11 people. He was the only one opposing to
definitely so.
yeah.
So let Senator Prince Johnson stop crying around the place like he's the only person who's going to be who they're going to take from this country to go and fix it. Or no,
Mhm.
let him not be thinking that way.
And especially the debate about the war crime code has been endorsed by a lot of the people in the opposition. You will hear them talking about there's a need for the establishment of the war crimes and the war and economic crime code. So I am of the conviction that considering the fact that the 28 members of the Senate have signed onto that particular resolution, there were other concerns. There were other concerns that they injected because the document is currently before the executive branch of government. So it left with President Joseph Walker to definitely look into what the Senate has put into it and send it into our international partners for the full implementation of the TRC recommendation.
Yeah, President Bota and his team will
Mhm.
have to do it because they promised the Liberian people that hey, when we come to power,
Mhm.
what former President George Manneh we have refused to do,
Mhm.
we're going to do it. We're going to see how best impunity comes to an end. I listened to one of the women recording. At the time, he was contesting for the presidency of this country
Sure,
when he
sure.
said the country has been given to the poor.
Mhm.
So now, as a worker, the country now
Yeah,
has been given.
I can recall that you don't take you don't take
You
a
don't
minute
take
job.
exactly
Yeah.
to a ball.
Mhm.
So now the country has been given to a man in his own war.
Mhm.
A man. So the country now is given to a man. President Bota, you are a man now. Where you said former President George Manneh was a ball. The people took the job and gave it to a ball. So you have been given the opportunity now as a man.
Mhm.
So what we expect from you is to rescue the country.
Yeah, a mastery of government
Yeah.
because over
Excellent
24 years
of
experience,
experience.
and so
So
he is considered widely by Liberians as a mastery of of governance.
yeah, so
So
he has to exercise an excellent
mhm.
government approach. Even if it cannot be 100%, maybe he can get 80 or 90 or 95%. The Liberian people are going to be happy. Even if he wants to go for a second term, Liberian people are going to
Do you
give him
see him? Do you see the age is favor going for second
that's politics. That's politics. If you look at Cameroon, Paul Biya, Paul Biya is in his 87 years. Paul Biya is 87 years old. He still maintained the presidency of Cameroon. So that is politics, and this is Africa. African leaders, most of them, the moment it takes power, they don't want to leave power easily. Rare Guinea, the military leader there,
Yeah,
Dumuya, who just said he was going to take the country.
Mohammed
Dumuya,
yeah, Dumuya.
he told the people he's going to take the country for 7 months. In 7 months, he's going to create a pathway for the country to go to election. Guinea has gone 2 years plus with a military rule. So we're going to see this thing happening in Africa where you will have a leader who is at the age of 87 or 84, 85, they still want to maintain the presidency of the country. So if President Walker wants to go for a second term, it is at the will and pleasure of the Liberian people to see reason in giving him a second term. But at this stage, it is still soon for that.
Yes, the same.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So okay, folks. This is how we would love to, because we are pressed against time. This is how we would love to conclude. So let's take a parting comment from my colleague, Mohammed Vanika, who serves as the co-presenter on the program Inside the Print Media.
All right. So thank you, my dear brother. Thank you so much. We like to say thank you to Our many listeners, our followers, our viewers around the world, we'd like to say thank you for being there with us. Despite we were through some challenges as it relates to network connectivity, some of you were reaching out to us. We like to say thank you for reaching out to us for asking us what are the reasons for which we are now been airing all of our shows from our central studio along the Japan Freeway. So we'd like to say thank you to the management and staff, and even to the man who is the security man here, we'd like to say thank you. So hopefully tomorrow we hope and pray that tomorrow we have the regular face you normally see, which is Katrina Correspa. So we hope and pray tomorrow we see her sitting in the presenter seat while you want to be sitting in the co-presenter seat.
Yeah,
So thank you
that's
so much.
yeah, that's beautiful. So on this note, this is how we will draw down the curtain on today's presentation of the program Inside the Print. Miss K. Lyndon Toba. Thanks to every one of you who have been closely following this conversation, and thanks to the management staff of this particular media institution.